On June 18, 2023, five wealthy individuals sat in an oceangate submersible named Titan, which was the world's only five-person submersible that was capable of reaching 4,000 meters. They dove into the sea to explore the 1912 Titanic shipwreck. The Titan is about 9 feet high, 8 feet wide, 22 feet long, and weighs 25,000 pounds. The Titan sub had a capacity to hold only 5 people. In this case, it was 1 pilot and 4 crew. The passengers in that submersible paid $250,000 each to be able to explore the remains of the famous Titanic ship. The Titanic ship is currently 12,500 feet below the surface of the water. In order to reach that depth, the OceanGate Titan submersible would have taken approximately 2 hours to get there. It is also worth mentioning that the hull, aka the body of the submersible, was made of carbon fiber and the caps were made of titanium. Now you must have noticed in this video we kept mentioning the term submersible instead of a submarine. The reason is submersibles, they cannot function on their own because they do not carry their own power. They require a support ship which can launch and recover them, unlike in the case of submarines. Submarine, on the other hand, can function on their own, but a submersible like the Titan had a support ship named Polar Prince on the surface, which basically helped Titan get under the sea and monitor it. The submersible would communicate at 15 minutes interval with Polar Prince. So just think of the Titan submersible as a remote control car, and you also may be intrigued to know that the submersible was controlled using a game control remote. As was mentioned in the beginning of the video, there were 5 people on board. One of them was a British billionaire and an explorer named Hamish Harding of age 58. There were also a Pakistani-British father-son duo in this vessel. The dad, Shehzada Dawood of age 48, was a wealthy businessman, and his son, Suleiman Dawood of age 19. It was also really heartbreaking to know that Suleiman, who is 19 years old, felt really scared before the trip. However, he wanted to keep his father Shehzada Dawood company. Another member in this vessel was a world-renowned Paul-Henri Nargeolet, who was a 77-year-old retired French Navy commander. It is said that he knew the ship so well like no one else. The last member, Stockton Rush of age 61, was the pilot of the submersible, and he was also the CEO of the OceanGate expeditions. We will talk a little bit more about Stockton Rush toward the end of the video. Now, when the Titan did not resurface during the scheduled time as was expected, the people controlling the submersible in the support ship notified the US Coast Guard. They also asked nearby vessels to be watchful and help if possible. The search team consisted of surface assets such as ships and remotely operated vehicles, aka ROVs or robots, along with 2 American and 2 Canadian aircrafts. Sonar were also deployed to help in the search. As time passed, there was a growing concern about the amount of oxygen left inside the submersible because they had only 4 days worth of oxygen left, and so the search and rescue efforts involving multiple international agencies were intensified. Despite all the efforts, unfortunately the 5 on-board passengers did not survive a serious problem with the Titan's pressure chamber. Due to the vessel being locked from the outside for the passengers' safety, they were unable to open the door. Even if they somehow managed to open it, they would not have survived because of how deep they were. The US Coast Guard found a lot of debris on the ocean floor that belonged to the missing submarine. They believed that the submarine experienced a huge implosion causing the debris. Experts explained that such a collapse would happen almost instantly due to the extreme pressure of the deep sea. It imploded inwards within a fraction of a second due to high pressure. It was a catastrophic implosion. The Coast Guard expressed their condolences to the families of the passengers. Now, was this implosion preventable? Submarines and submersibles are mostly made of a strong material called steel. Steel is used because it is a very strong, lasts a long time, and can handle the high pressures underwater without getting damaged. The other known metal that has been used is called titanium. Titanium is known to be pretty flexible and can handle many different stresses and pressures without getting permanently damaged. In fact, James Cameron mentioned that the titanium caps were still intact on the seafloor after the implosion. But the point to note is that the Titan submersible was made of carbon fiber and not steel. Carbon fiber is not actually a suitable material since they are non-elastic or they're pretty stiff and they can crack when put under pressure, and that is exactly what happened. After the implosion, the carbon fiber body was found to be in very small pieces. Despite mention by multiple experts, carbon fiber was still used. The CEO of OceanGate, Stockton Rush, believed that safety was just a pure waste. He decided to replace the steel body with a carbon fiber body. We also found out that the vessel already had cracks which needed fixture, but it was ignored. Experts believe that the defect created in the hull may have caused it to collapse suddenly under the high pressure of the water.